Cell phones in school. First off, we'll go over the cons of having cell phones in school. Class distraction, constant dings and rings from disrupting the educational flow. A teacher could be teaching a lesson and constantly, if someone's getting a text or a tweet or a Facebook notification, I'm pretty sure that would disrupt much of the educational flow. Teachers would have to stop, kids would be distracted, they'd be saying things, they'd be like, man, you're getting a lot of text, who's that? Is that your boyfriend? Is that your girlfriend? Things like that, and would constantly disrupt what was going on. Students could be texting or Snapchatting or Facebooking, Twittering while in class, so they would not be paying attention to what's going on. The next con of having cell phones in school would be access to social media. Um, Obviously, through social media, there is inappropriateness all over the place, and this could happen while at school, and it could not be good because it would have a negative effect on others while at school. Um, they could be taking inappropriate pictures, saying inappropriate things, spreading rumors through social media sites, and those would spread pretty quickly throughout the whole student base. Um, Bullying is obviously a big problem. This is done often through social media, and if they are in school, that means that as soon as they have an idea, they would get on their phone and they would get on the social media site and they would do the bullying act. If they would not have those phones at school, they could not do this. And while they would still have that idea, they might forget about it or not feel like going through with it by the time school got out. The next con is unwanted photos and videos. Students could video or take pics of students unknowingly, and they could be in private situations such as a locker room or a bathroom or any other embarrassing situation. These would have a long lasting effect on the student that did not want the picture or video taken of them, and it would also have a very negative effect on the person who took the video or photo as they could face suspension and legal action. If the phones were not in school, then these situations and temptations would not be available to the student and they would not happen. Another con of cell phones in school is the overload of the emergency system. In case of an emergency, too many cell phones could be in use, and that could overload the emergency system and cause the system not to be able to be used correctly. Um, this could hamper response time to any emergency and be a very negative effect. The next con of cell phones in school would be the spread of rumors and misinformation quickly. We touched on a little bit of it through the social media sites, but with a cell phone, rumors spread, without phones by word of mouth fast enough. And you add the ability of texting, and rumors will spread like fire. Not just in school, but many outside school can find out about it through social media and texting. So not only do students know this rumor or this information, but so do the people in town, parents, adults, friends, business owners, people like that can find out information about a student, whether they look for it or not. And if this is a rumor or misinformation, it could have a damaging effect. For example, as I wrote here, if a student hears that the school is canceling the dance for Friday, but actually they are not, but that's what the student hears, the information could be to every student and parent within minutes, causing a waste of time for administrators having to clean up this misunderstanding. This is something that could be avoided without phones. The next con is cheating during class and exams. Cheating is always there, it's been there forever. But with technology, cheating has become easier with advanced apps and the ability to have notes on the phone and pictures and other means available. Cheating's pretty easy with a cell phone as long as you have the brain power to figure it out. Students can Snapchat, which is an app, the question to a friend, and then a student can Snapchat them the answer. Snapchats are not available after the one view, therefore teachers cannot see the proof of cheating. This is one example of how cell phones in school can help a student cheat. We've been over the cons of cell phones in school. Now we're on to the pros of having cell phones in school. As you will see throughout the slides, many of these pros are almost direct opposites of the cons, because with each con there are pros to the cell phones. It's just having the way out what is more important to you or the administration. Um, the first pro I have down is instant access to emergency calls. If there's a shooter in the building, a person with a cell phone can call in the emergency. If there was no cell phone, just because a person spots the shooter, someone might not know about him and or her and in time. Um, with a cell phone, the ability to make this call can help save lives. Um, as well as a cell phone with medical issues. If a person has a heart attack or any other medical issue, it's a broken leg even, these phone calls can be made instantly on the spot rather than having to find a phone to make the call. Especially out at, say, practice at a football field or baseball field, there are not access to phones anywhere. If a cell phone was not available, then these people would lose valuable time in getting saved. Um, as far as also in PE class, if they are out in a field far from the school, if a cell phone is not allowed, then if a person gets hurt or has a big medical problem, then phones can save their lives, um, as I wrote down there next. The next pro I've written down is saving discipline time. Administrators and teachers no longer need to waste time in the day disciplining for a cell phone. Principals no longer waste time suspending or dealing out punishment on a cell phone violation. This allows more time for important matters. Students no longer need to be bothered by cell phone discipline. This stops needless confrontation between teachers and students. Um, Another problem I mean, students are going to bring them anyways. Might as well just embrace it and find a positive way for them to be in school with them. Um, and also make sure to have them all on silent to avoid class distractions. The next pro is instant communication between parents and coaches, um, and any other person that needs to be communicated to. Important news to parents can be within minutes to them, allowing not allow this allows them to be up to date with important information for parents and students. Coaches can spread practice info or travel details to players throughout the day without using a middle person in the office to announce the info. This ensures the players get the information. I know as a coach, um, I've enjoyed having our school be able to have cell phones because I can pass on information for the day, practice, or anything that's changed to the player personally. I can text it to them, and I know they get it. And sometimes before, he would give the information to the office to spread and announce the information, and that would not happen. So this has helped a bunch. Students can instantly contact a parent when they forget something important for the day, such as assignments, shoes, permission slips, and anything else you can think of. Another pro to having cell phones in school is just the convenience. Um, Changing plans is so much easier now, with parents getting rides, practice information, practice rides, practice times, appointments, anything you can think of. The convenience factor of a cell phone, as we all know about, applies to schools and students as well. Um, you can ask any questions you need throughout the day with a phone, be it a text. You can Google the question, as you see below, with the instant access to internet. And this also allows for class discussions to find facts. No longer do we have arguments about things that happen in life. We can just easily look it up on our phones. We don't need to have a pointless discussion over something that's false when we can find out the information. And having a cell phone in school can help avoid meaningless fights and arguments over um, tiny little details. The next pro to having cell phones in school is to help with the bring your own device. Um, as we, as I know, in the state of Kansas, we face budget cuts as well. I'm sure other states in the United States and maybe even the world um, face cuts. This allows smartphones to be brought in school, and schools, and this helps with advancing in technology in the classroom. School districts do not have to provide a technology device to every student now because they are allowed to bring their own phone in and use that phone to advance their education through technology. And the teachers and the administration and the district can then use technology based programs in their schools without having to face the big chunk of money that they would have to spend giving every student their own personal device by allowing them to bring their own. My school's cell phone policy is sort of, it changes yearly. As of right now, our K through 8 building allows cell phones to be in school, but they're not used during the day. They're to be shut off and only used before and after school. Our high school allows cell phones in the school at all times. They are to be silenced and only used in between class periods and before school, after school, lunchtime, and any other downtime. This is a change from previous when they had what our K through 8 building had. I feel the high school's new policy has helped out a bunch. I know there is less issues, less problems with discipline because of it. Um, I know it's helped with spread of information through not only me as a coach, but other coaches and parents talk about being able to get a hold of their kid throughout the day for information has helped a lot. Um, I think as the times change, as technology change, schools are often behind on playing catch up. It is probably something that our schools anywhere need to do is find out a safe way to catch up and allow cell phones in school and make it a positive rather than a negative.